I mean, recently, I remember just there being ashtrays on the door in the bathroom that had no smoking signs on it. And it was like, why the fuck?
Well, you got to put it out before you...
Right.
I mean, you got to put your cigarette somewhere.
Right. We're not going to expect you not to start smoking, but as you ash, you're going to notice that it's a no smoking thing. Be reminded. And then, they really give you
that shit.
I feel like that was a big change for people. Like that we're still dealing with, we're still dealing with the ramifications of that with all the people who get angry on airplanes. Because
they need to smoke.
It's a long time. When I was addicted to nicotine, like planes were a long time to go without smoking. And like I get angry. Like I would get angry when I was without nicotine for a long period. Like that was my response, was to get like real crabby.
And that's what you would say to the flight attendants, right?
I get angry. You don't want to see me angry.
You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
And they're like, sir, we are not worried.
Yeah, sir.
You seem to be on the verge of tears right now.
Sir, sit your bitch ass down. Okay.
This is an iHeart podcast.
I'm Jorge Ramos.
And I'm Paula Ramos.
Together we're launching The Moment, a new podcast about what it means to live through a time as uncertain as this one.
We sit down with politicians, artists, and activists to bring you depth and analysis from a unique Latino perspective.
The Moment is a space for the conversations we've been having as father and daughter for years.
Listen to The Moment with Jorge Ramos and Paula Ramos on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
On a cold January day in 1995, 18-year-old Krista Pike killed 19-year-old Colleen Slemmer in the woods of Knoxville, Tennessee. Since her conviction, Krista has been sitting on death row. How does someone prove that they deserve to live?
We are starting the recording now. Please state your first and last name.
Krista Pike.
Listen to Unrestorable Season 2, Proof of Life, on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
I just normally do straight stand-up, but this is a bit different.
What do you get when a true crime producer walks into a comedy club? Answer, a new podcast called Wisecrack, where a comedian finds himself at the center of a chilling true crime story.
Does anyone know what show they've come to see? It's a story. It's about the scariest night of my life.
This is Wisecrack, available now. Listen to Wisecrack on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
When news broke earlier this year that baby KJ, a newborn in Philadelphia, had successfully received the world's first personalized gene editing treatment, it represented a milestone for both researchers and patients. But there's a gripping tale of discovery behind this accomplishment and its creators. I'm Evan Ratliff, and together with biographer Walter Isaacson, we're delving into the story of Nobel Prize winner Jennifer Doudna, the woman who's helped change the trajectory of humanity. Listen to On CRISPR, the story of Jennifer Doudna with Walter Isaacson on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hello, the internet, and welcome to season 406, episode 4 of Daily Zeitgeist! This is a production of iHeartRadio. It's a podcast where we take a deep dive into America's shared consciousness. And it is Thursday, September 18th, 2025.
Yep, it's National Pawpaw Day, Air Force Birthday, the plant thing. Those like green things that you see growing. You know what I mean?
Mm-mm.
You seen a pawpaw? P-A-W, nope. P-A-W? It looks like, every time I see it, I'm like, what is that? And they're like, that's a pawpaw. And I'm like, I'm not going to eat it.
I guess I'm just not curious.
Yeah. It's also Air Force Birthday, National HIV, AIDS, and Aging Awareness Day, and also National Cheeseburger Day.
Cheeseburger.
I want a burger now.
They're like these little fruit things that they look like they would be a fruit, and then they're okay.
They do look like a fruit.
Yeah.
Inedible fruits.
Producer Justin says they're really good and grow in the South. Boom.
They're edible?
Yeah.
They're not? Yeah. Okay.
It's called provides a taste of the great forgotten American fruit. Despite the tropical taste, many pawpaws grow natively in the United States with over 60 varieties of pawpaw to choose from.
This fucking rules.
What is happening? Why is there a fruit that I've never heard of?
This is by far the most we've gotten into the national days when I've
without
this is usually
they call it the Kentucky banana and hillbilly mango.
First of all, those fruits are very different.
Hey, give me a...
Are they viscous? Like, is the fruit viscous? You know what I mean? Like a banana. You know how banana has that like kind of slimy kind of it
high in potassium vibe.
Yeah, it kind of holds the smoothie together.
Justin, what is it like
with Paul?
Yeah, it tastes really fruity, slightly less flavorful than a mango, I would say. I don't have a whole bunch of experience with it. I had it as a jam one time. It's pretty good. Yeah.
Often described as a mix of banana, mango, and melon.
Okay.
God damn.
It's just like a tropical fruit starburst.
Yeah,
that is what I'm getting. When someone describes something as fruity, I'm picturing either tropical fruit starburst or fruit stripe gum.
Oh, whenever someone says, it tastes fruity, I go, which color Skittle does it taste like? That's my only reference. Yeah.
My name is Jack O'Brien, a.k.a. starring Miles of Gray as James Bong 007 and Jack O'Brien as Pissy Galore. Okay. All right. I see what you did in Jackdo Pussy.
Hell yeah.
That was courtesy of, you guessed it, Lockeroni. Mm-hmm. Should have read that one all the way through, Lockeroni. You got me again, asshole. Anyways, I'm thrilled to be joined as always by 007 himself, Mr. Miles Gray.
It's Miles Gray, a.k.a. told you that I want my fries soggy. I told you that I want my fries soggy. Fuck you, I won't eat if they're crispy. Fuck you, I won't eat if they're crispy. Those that fried are justified for dipping the basket, but under time. Those that fried are justified for dipping the basket, but under time. Okay. Okay, new Chris and No Clue collab. You know I like the soggy French fries, okay? Shout out to somebody, I feel like on maybe Blue Sky, who posted like a Dick's Drive-In rap song for me to enjoy, because look, the fries at Dick's Drive-In are great and a little soggy the way I like them.
Medium rare.
Oh, these were blue.
Mm-hmm.
As they say in the steak restaurant. These fries were blue, dabba-dee-dabba-die.
These fries are blue, dabba-dee-dabba-die. That's what, anytime they ask me how I want my steak.
the Eiffel 65 guys
He's
back
fucking
here.
back. Miles, we're thrilled to be joined in our third seat by one of the very faces on to Mount Zeitgeist. A hilarious and brilliant producer and TV writer. You know him from the Yo Is This Racist podcast. It's Andrew T.
This is from the Discord. In old school rap cadence, that was a direction. But I'm just going to do it. Miles G and Andrew T in the place to be on the MIC with Jackie PP. That's you, Jack. Hosting TDZ. And I'm going to add a line to this. Pump full of that 5G.
Oh,
I got my COVID booster yesterday, and I feel like shit.
I just got my flu shot yesterday. Hey.
Flu shot not nearly as bad.
As the COVID, but I'm also emitting 5G waves right now.
Oh, right.
Yeah. He's got 7 cell phones tapped to his head like a weird crown.
5G? If you're going to invent science fiction shit as part of a conspiracy, why then also make it an okay cell phone standard? You're already talking about magic. You're talking about nanobots that could fit in a vaccine.
Brian, the editor, one of his favorite causes is to talk shit about 5G. He's like, it's just it's bullshit. It ain't doing what they fuck 5G. I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
man,
well, it was like they were pitching it. They were like, you need to expand and like do all these equipment upgrades. And then it didn't end up being what they had promised. But I think because everybody saw it being advertised everywhere at a time when our brains were like,
it's
particularly breaking
thing. Yeah.
And
it's like a Pentium.
It's like AI right now. It's the same thing. It's like you're being bombarded with messaging that like, this is good. Why?
Right. This is the most advanced thing.
A lot of people have a ton of money invested in it, and they need adoption to happen for their profits to really.
All I'm saying is, if you're a vaccine conspiracist of the nanobots level, you're talking about like fucking T1000. So like, what the fuck? Why would imagine if T1000 operated on 5G? You'd be like, this movie sucks.
It wouldn't work in Echo Park.
Yeah, it's crazy. I'm just saying, you can invent anything. You're being a fantasist already. Why would you settle on 5G? It's pathetic.
Because look, because no one's actually thinking. They just need a thing to tell themselves to explain their own lack of power.
Anyway, I'm just souped up on 5G. I really genuinely do feel really, really shitty, though, I have to say.
All right, we'll keep it short then.
No, don't worry.
No, you said it.
All of my stuff involves the COVID shot.
All right, good. Overrated the COVID shot.
Underrated COVID
how
shot.
Bad, and literally, I wrote down how bad my headache is right now.
Oh, God.
All right. Well, we're going to get to know you and your headache a little bit better in a moment. First, a couple of things we're talking about later on in the episode. We're going to talk about Donald Trump's big trip to the UK, governor, and how that's going for him. A little bit of history of a certain obsession of his.
Yeah.
Princess Di. He was always
Did
pining
not know.
after Princess Di. We'll talk about Judge Jeanine Pirro and how she is bad at her job, thankfully.
Yeah.
And we might even talk about Publishers Clearinghouse, the famous sweepstakes company that is, first of all, Ed McMahon. We're going to talk about big Mandela effect. Ed McMahon never delivered a check for them.
What?
Yeah.
We'll get into that.
About it.
We'll get into that.
He delivered a check for other people, but not on TV.
Mm-hmm.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
Not on TV, though. Which I can very clearly picture.
He delivered a check to Bin Laden from the Department of Defense in the 80s to fight the Soviets in Afghanistan. Could you imagine that photo?
It's not weirder than most shit that's happened.
It's such a powerful image. The just guy shows
giant
up
check.
at your house, giant check, balloons. Like it is a so iconic and yet underutilized, as we'll talk about. Like it became a thing that like people referenced in sitcoms. And so that's where your image of it comes from. There's no actual footage of him doing that like on the news. Like he didn't do that. That's from
There is a photo, though, with Jeffrey Epstein and Donald Trump holding a giant check where they talk about the value, the fully depreciated value of a woman being paid for around $22,000.
That's Mandela effect also, Miles. That's Mandela effect.
That's not real.
Yeah.
That's AI.
That's actually AI. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Sorry.
All of that, plenty more. But first, Andrew, we do like to ask our guest, what is something from your search history that's revealing about who you are?
All right. This is revealing about who I am in multiple ways, which is that I had a memory of tweeting something about how the xenomorph is really just a huge wasp that can't stop drooling. But then...
yeah, like it drools a lot. Like, in a way that like any other thing that drools that much, you'd be like, that thing is stupid.
It's sick. All right, so here's the train of thought that I think actually tells everyone literally everything you might conceivably want to know about me, which is I have a memory of this because I basically was like, someone else made a sort of similar joke on some social media, and I was like, I already did that. And then I looked for it and I couldn't find it. So that was my search history, is Andrew T. Xenomorph Wasp. And I couldn't find it.
That would
and
just
then
be
I was
a good
like,
AKA for you. Andrew T. Xenomorph Wasp.
Did I just think this?
Yeah.
And so I don't know. I genuinely don't know. It seems like it's not there, but I also deleted most of my tweets at some point. So maybe it was in the deleted batch of tweets.
You're like,
I'm just saying,
this one's going to get me in trouble when the xenomorphs come.
With the Geiger estate.
All of those movies have some very serious character saying a nearly completely perfect organism.
Right.
I have to tell you, it's only an okay organism.
Yeah.
As far as organisms,
you can get rid of that second mouth.
Yeah, second mouth, the drool.
Yeah.
It's fucking. It can't reproduce unless a fucking like certain number of humanoids look at its eggs.
Yeah, stare at its eggs with their mouth open.
Like, what kind of plan is that? What kind of plan is that for propagating your species?
Like, it doesn't. If it wanted to bring people in, if that was its strategy, right? Like, think about like a flower that wants to reproduce.
Yes.
So it's brightly colored. It's like it looks fucking so hot to bumblebees. Like bumblebees are like, oh yeah, I want to fuck that thing, or like it looks delicious to other things. Well, there is one that looks like something that I forget which insect it is, but the insect
Really?
tries to fuck it. Yeah.
All right, well, that's fine.
But anyways, like this one is on a scary ass planet that, like just does not look
Eerie.
cool.
It creates mist and eerie blue lights, and it looks like a fucking like demon
terrifying.
egg.
Yeah, you see that, you're like, hell no.
Yeah.
Why would you look at that?
Yeah. Like they really need they need to up their game in terms
it's just that so many things have to go perfectly for one baby to be born.
Yeah.
And that I think is not such a good plan.
It's not perfect.
Evolutionarily speaking.
Yeah.
And also when it runs, it's
The
like
gate,
not that like when it pops out of that motherfucker's stomach. Spoiler alert. For people who've managed to miss that the whole.
I saw Senator Cassidy's testimony,
and it runs out. It doesn't run that like it's like just like like it just like kind of scampers out like in a way that's
It kind of some of these are answered in Alien Earth, Jack, the hit series on FX.
Oh, is it? Okay.
They show more of the xenomorph in between, which is why this came up for me. Someone was talking about Alien Earth, and I was like, "Hold up! I already made this sick ass joke," and I just think
I'm suing.
Burned.
I maybe
xenomorph.
didn't make this sick ass joke, is what I'm saying.
It's a perfectly scary thing. Unfortunately, that doesn't make it perfect for reproduction and survival.
Yeah, they're like
the opposite.
It's gorgeous. Nature's the pinnacle of nature's achievement. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, because
That's
there is a
crazy.
thing. Also, like the conceit is that everybody wants to use it as a weapon, and like it's just that would be the worst weapon.
It's such an
possible.
insane
Like, it's gonna
weapon.
turn on you so fast.
You
like,
haven't
why?
heard of just a better gun? If you really want to
guns
have
are
you guys have some
really-
pretty spooky guns in here, man.
so
This
much
thing's got
better
two
than-
mouths.
Yeah. It's not even the best gun in the like spaceship area.
What would it even look like? Would it be like the in Goonies? Data has the vest where like a punching, like a boxing glove pops out of.
Spring
Do
loaded.
you think would that be like just have a xenomorph that like pops out of a container? Like how are you going to weaponize that? Like you open your vest and then a xenomorph pops out of your chest and like
Every time they've tried to depict that on screen as the xenomorph being a quote unquote perfect weapon, all it does is kill quite a lot of the people in the area.
Yeah.
It doesn't do anything that a fucking like cruise missile couldn't do a billion times more efficiently.
If you have the technology for interplanetary travel, I'd imagine your weapons might be better than just unleashing a drooly monster. But
I'm so sorry, but like, but just like putting a big bug in the house cannot be the best way to do this.
Yeah, it's like the equivalent of like putting some bees under someone's door and then like walking away giggling to yourself.
And then they're like, I was on vacation. I came home. There's like 3 dead bees in my living room. I don't know what that was about.
The bees killed a bunch of stuff.
Right.
Why would you do that, man? That's such an insane way to kill people.
Man, if everybody stays inside this house, who we want to stay inside this house, we're in business.
There's just too many variables. I don't like it.
Now you're gonna go back
it's a
and
dumb
check
idea.
on the house. Yeah, it's bad idea.
Yeah.
Fire
Do you ever
tweet,
want to use that spaceship for your own? No. Oh, you just want to kill some of the people in it real scarily? Okay.
They're like still at the ancient like using an asp as a weapon version of like weapons where they like, unleash the asp on Cleopatra. What?
I
so
carpet-bombed
inefficient.
your city with scorpions. Like, what do you? Listen, I get that it's a monster. I just think the underlying research imperative seems shaky at best.
Yeah. Monster can't even close its fucking mouth.
Yeah.
What is something you think
ridiculous.
is underrated?
Stop me. Actually, don't stop me if I've said this one already because it's still going.
Because that would be rude.
Eating a whole pineapple by yourself.
Including the skin.
I've been on that pea train lately, and not Jack's pea train.
No,
come on,
the pineapple.
But
I've been
I just
on it all night, man. I'll be on it.
All
That's what that
day,
song's
straight
about.
up. I'm just like that's my new fruit of choice at the grocery store is a whole pineapple.
Are you experimenting with ways to cut it and shit?
No, I'm getting more relaxed about. At first I was like really fastidious about like really getting every like not coring, but like taking a paring knife and getting out every one of those eyes and all that business. Now it's just like as long as the skin's gone, it's fine.
Yeah. I just saw some clip of a guy like banging it on the floor, and then he was just like ripping off the individual eyes, like the little nodes, and I was like, huh.
I didn't see that one, but I think it was a similar video. I think social media and South Asian street vendors really, really combined to present me with the idea that like cutting off a pineapple is really fast and easy, which it's not for me, but it's not terrible.
I agree with you. I love pineapple. I love pineapple juice. I think it really like one of the best juices.
Yeah. I've been drinking pineapple juice off the grooves of my cutting board.
Damn.
Just get in there.
Yeah. Oh, groovy.
Is this your way of letting Zeit Gang know that you're a swinger? Though I'm just curious.
Oh, my house does have the swinger. Wait, what is it? What are you supposed to do with a pineapple if you're a swinger?
I think you
have one.
You have like a pineapple something on your door.
Is it
on the cruise?
If it's a pineapple, then I upside down pineapple. Okay, no, I have a right side up pineapple.
Yeah,
but it's on at times. This motherfucker right here, as many as 2 pineapples on my table. I put them in the fruit like bowl.
Okay, don't make yourself a target, man. You might get robbed if people know you're living like that.
Two pineapple tea right here.
Okay,
you know,
TPT.
I've been getting them from the Vietnamese dude in Chinatown from My Dung Sandwiches, where I also accidentally, but then I was too embarrassed to put it down, got the single most expensive fruit I've ever gotten, which was like a gigantic cherimoya. And it was very good, but it was not like $28 good.
Oh my God.
That shit was crazy.
Jesus.
Maybe 24. Either way, I was like, oh, I'll take this. And then he was like, plus your sandwich, that's like $29.50. And I was like, Jesus Christ.
Put it in the bag.
I really got my
cherimoya, or otherwise known as custard apple.
Yeah.
That's
similar to a
pawpaw.
Out
about all sorts. I definitely have had a cherimoya before, but like not at the top of my mind.
Cherimoya is really good.
Learn about all sorts of creamy fruits on today's episode. Great underrated. What is something, Andrew, you think is overrated?
Overrated is... Wait, is it how bad my headache is right now, or not how bad my headache is? This is still just going back to the COVID shot. It's really strong. Guys.
Have you done like the headache? Have you taken like Advil or some shit to try and dull it?
No, I never do. Okay, that's what's overrated. Not taking fucking the correct non-prescription drugs. I never take painkillers.
I don't either, because I was raised in a not taking painkillers house. Like my mom, like we just didn't have it in the house. So
do you think that made you stronger, Miles? I think it made me weaker, and
it made me complain more.
Yeah, like I'm doing now. I'm complaining like a motherfucker.
But now, I mean, shit, like I was like, when I have like a bit of a headache, bro, I'll fucking eating handfuls of that shit. But that's not that frequent.
Producer Catherine is saying Excedrin is the move here.
I do love an Excedrin. It is.
What's the difference?
It's half aspirin and half caffeine pill and half amphetamine.
Oh, so you're candy flipping.
Yeah. It's good. But it is. It does. I feel like it works off of the fact that a lot of the time people have headaches and they don't know why, and it's because they like haven't had enough caffeine.
Yes,
that day.
I did actually have coffee this morning to try to get rid of the headache, and that's when I realized it was a Pfizer headache.
A jab headache.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I could tell that you're mitochondrially compromised when you came on. I could just look at you and knew that
this guy's immunized.
Yeah, this guy.
It's been a minute since I've had a COVID vaccine. It had been, according to the medical records, a year. And I was pretty good about getting them every, 6 months,
couple days.
Well, I mean, now we're in that era where they're like, COVID, I don't know, and vaccines, who knows? You know,
part of it was despite the best efforts of our Secretary of fucking Health and Human Services, the new formulation did come out. So that's good. And also, a bunch of my friends got COVID a couple weeks ago. So I was like, shit.
Oh, yeah. I know a ton of people got COVID this last month. It felt like.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's going around. Excedrin, half Tylenol, half aspirin, full ass caffeine. About 100 milligrams of caffeine, I think. Could be wrong.
That's a cup of coffee.
Yeah, it's about a cup of coffee.
That's not too bad.
Thank you, super producer Catherine. Let's take a quick break, and then we'll take a trip to the island of the UK, governor, for Trump's big, wonderful adventure there. We'll be right back.
I'm Jorge Ramos.
And I'm Paola Ramos.
Together we're launching The Moment, a new podcast about what it means to live through a time as uncertain as this one.
We sit down with politicians.
I would be the first immigrant mayor in generations, but 40% of New Yorkers were born outside of this country.
Artists and activists. I mean, do you ever feel demoralized?
I might personally lose hope. This individual might lose the faith, but there's an institution that doesn't lose faith. And that's what I've believed in.
To bring you depth and analysis from a unique Latino perspective.
There's not a single day that Paola and I don't call or text each other, sharing news and thoughts about what's happening in the country. This new podcast will be a way to make that ongoing intergenerational conversation public.
Listen to The Moment with Jorge Ramos and Paola Ramos as part of the My Cultura podcast network on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
When news broke earlier this year that baby KJ, a newborn in Philadelphia, had successfully received the world's first personalized gene editing treatment, it represented a milestone for both researchers and patients. But there's a gripping tale of discovery behind this accomplishment and its creators. I'm Evan Ratliff, and together with biographer Walter Isaacson, we're delving into the story of Nobel Prize winner Jennifer Doudna, the woman who's helped change the trajectory of humanity. Listen to On CRISPR, the story of Jennifer Doudna with Walter Isaacson on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is a tape-recorded statement. The person being interviewed is Krista Gale Pike. This is in regards to the death of a Colleen Slimmer.
She just started going off on me, but I hit her. I just hit her and hit her and hit her and hit her.
On a cold January day in 1995, 18-year-old Krista Pike killed 19-year-old Colleen Slemmer in the woods of Knoxville, Tennessee. Since her conviction, Krista has been sitting on death row.
The state has asked for an execution date for Krista.
We let people languish in prison for decades, raising questions about who we consider fundamentally unrestorable. How does someone prove that they deserve to live?
We are starting the recording now. Please state your first and last name.
Krista Pike.
Listen to Unrestorable Season 2, Proof of Life, on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
My name is Ed. Everyone say hello, Ed. I'm from a very rural background myself. My dad is a farmer, and my mum is a cousin, so, it's not,
What do you get when a true crime producer walks into a comedy club? I know it sounds like the start of a bad joke, but that really was my reality 9 years ago.
I just normally do straight stand-up, but this is a bit different.
On stage stood a comedian with a story that no one expected to hear.
On the 22nd of July 2015, a 23-year-old man had killed his family. And then he came to my house.
So what do you get when a true crime producer walks into a comedy club? A new podcast called Wisecrack, where stand-up comedy and murder take center stage. Available now. Listen to Wisecrack on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
And we're back.
We're back.
And we're back.
We're back.
Governor. Mm-hmm. Donald Trump's in the UK for a 2-day state visit. He was taken to Windsor Castle by carriage. I believe it's pronounced garage over there.
Oh.
No, that's incorrect. And welcomed by King Charles with a ceremony featuring the royal guards. They're the ones that wear the big fuzzy hats.
Oh, he must have loved that.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Which is kind of weird for someone to greet the guy who once bragged that he could have had sex with their dead ex-wife if she took an HIV test, which is what Donald Trump used to say about Princess Di.
He said that on Stern. Yeah. That's what did he say? Howard Stern said, quote, "Why do people think it's egotistical of you to say you could have gotten with Lady Di? You could have gotten her, right? You could have nailed her." Trump.
I think I could have. Yikes. Then goes on there,
referring back to an earlier discussion the two men had about HIV testing. Stern then acted out a scene where Trump demands Princess Diana get tested before having sex. Hey, Lady Di, would you go to the doctor? Stern joked.
Go back over to my Lexus because I have a new doctor. What is...
I don't even know, dude.
We want to give you a little checkup. Why does he with the Lexus? He's just trying to brag that he has a Lexus.
I think surely at the time that was the nice car,
right?
Yeah. He's like, it's the convertible. It's the first one they did. People used to think Lexus did a convertible. No, only Infiniti before this.
Trump and Epstein even competed to sleep with Princess Diana to further their own celebrity status, which makes it sound like they were close and like actively working on it. Instead, no. It seems like he basically stalked her while she was alive.
Yeah, this is so when I saw that, like I was looking for the Howard Stern audio this morning, I couldn't find it, but I then stumbled upon this clip from Inside Edition from like 10, 11 years ago, talking about how Donald Trump, quote, stalked Princess Diana. He saw her as the, quote, ultimate trophy wife, is what he would say. And this is a clip of one of Diana's friends talking about how this dude was just relentless.
She claims that Trump bombarded Diana with flowers after her divorce from Prince Charles in 1996. She also wrote an article for the London Sunday Times. As the roses and orchids piled up at her apartment, she became increasingly concerned about what she should do. It had begun to feel as if Trump was stalking her. She even quoted Diana as saying, "He gives me the creeps." Selena Scott.
Wow.
Yeah.
So fucking weird, dude. Like,
could have nailed her. Tell you what.
To even hear the thing about how him and Epstein were competing, I think is so indicative of what their relationship was like when it relates to like the pursuit or like, you know, consensually or unconsensually of like women.
Yeah.
But it's just like, it was completely gamified, weird fucking power shit.
Yeah.
Because you're like, dude, if you get Diana, man, like you're going to be like in the highest circle of social fucking settings, man. Like this fucking, I'm going to get her. I'm going to get her. I'm going to get her.
It's also weird though, like, because you see it in his other taste too, how like Donald Trump's conception of like the social hierarchy is like, it's literally that of a peasant's.
Right.
Like between the gold and the fucking obsession with blood. It's so weird.
And she's like a trophy
so weird
that I would put in a trophy case, right?
Right. I would install in one of my apartments. They're like in one of his books, they also in that same news clip, if you want to even call that news, they were talking about like one of his books where his biggest regret with women was that he never dated Diana.
Yeah.
Like this is like, I don't even know. Do you think he asked Charles about it? When he was there?
Oh, for sure. Oh, definitely.
I mean,
or at least like complimented how hot she was or something like that.
Yeah.
Why'd you ever fuck that one up, huh?
Oh, man. You really let that one. That was a big L. I wouldn't have let that slip. Melania, calm down. I wouldn't have let that slip. That would have been me all day, baby. Anyway, what's with the hats?
Fucking, you look stupid as hell.
Yeah, but either way, I mean, like, they're not pleased to have this man in their country, it seems. I think Channel 4 did a thing where they aired, like, the longest uninterrupted, just highlight reel of all the mendacious bullshit that Trump has said over the years, just as a way to be like, just so you know who's coming by this.
Right.
Run the tape.
Why do we have state visits when we have Trump? Like, what is the point?
Like, I mean, I think it's like diplomacy and like inertially, like because of inertia, it's
with
diplomacy
him that are doing stuff, or this is the diplomacy.
I think he likes the pomp and circumstance, probably.
Yes. No, I understand
he
why
just
he
like gets to go to a place and like have people kiss his ass. And then from America's perspective, well, first of all, it doesn't matter because he just gets to do whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah.
But then also, it probably, like the diplomats come with him and then are like, you don't want him to be angry because he's like kind of stupid and he'll just wage war on your country if you don't do what's nice for him.
So
Yeah. So what do you want us to do?
I guess it is just like a series of bribe collectors, right?
Yeah.
Well, and it's also just like gestures of like you're like, oh, we welcome you with this like this huge, like all this pomp and shit when you visit. And like that's also meant to be like a bit of like a hat tip to the visiting dignitary. So for that to happen twice is kind of a big deal, because it's like, you know, that's you reserve that kind of shit for like when you need that diplomatically. So I don't know. Clearly, they're like, you're fucking the global economy up, man. Can we have you over for another party and be like, relax with this shit?
Right.
But the protesters are out.
Yeah, yeah. So once the president arrived, photos of Trump and Epstein were projected onto Windsor Castle by protesters, like giant, like big.
Really good projector. That's a good ad for that projector company.
Projectors, high
LED
definition
projectors, Temu projectors.
Yeah,
it's fucking great.
There's also a report, a massive photo of U.S. President Donald Trump and convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein was placed on the lawn outside Windsor Castle, where Trump is scheduled to stay Tuesday night. Placed is one way of putting it. It's the size of a football field. Like, I don't know.
It's wild. Also, like, it's so funny because of the angle that this photo was taken and the lens. Really, like, there's like lens funny distortion happening too. So they look like weird, like jokey Snapchat filter versions of Trump and Epstein. It's like, this is the big chin filter.
Yeah.
Yeah. They look like they were animated by the Beavis and Butthead people.
Yeah. Yep.
They even snuck some Trump Epstein merchandise into the Windsor Castle gift shop.
There's quite a lot of construction here. Just a lot of arts and crafts. You know what? DIY as they say.
Whoever printed out that big ass fucking picture of Trump and Epstein, I mean, credit to you, because first of all, how do you explain that when you have that made? And then secondly, we gonna keep that shit?
Yeah, roll it out. It doesn't even look like it has a seam.
No, I'm actually kind of impressed.
Yeah,
I'm
it looks like a giant cake.
Yeah,
it looks like. Remember in the studio before those people took it down when we had the giant printout of the Jersey Shore note?
Yes,
on our wall. Yeah, and then some other production team came in and said, "This isn't a professional environment."
Right. Also, the good news is that the people who work at Windsor Castle and work for the royal family do, in addition to serving it, they do like to spill a little bit of tea.
Exactly. Loose lips. Because you're already, like, the Daily Mail already has all these weird shit. They're like, they're sleeping in separate chambers. Like, well, we knew that. But the other thing that a lot of people have pointed at is that already, apparently, like, they have
Trump and Melania are sleeping.
Trump and Melania are not sleeping in the same bed, but I think we knew that. I mean, that's
would be crazy.
Give us something better, loose lips in Windsor Castle. They're like, try this one on for size.
Imagine what he sounds like when he sleeps. Holy shit!
Probably sounds like a xenomorph being born or some shit. But like, they're talking
wet
about how
and
like
dry at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. Well, at Windsor Castle, they already have like truly like the finest Egyptian cotton sheets at like truly fit for a king. But somehow, when his advance team came to check out the palace or the room he was going to be in, they're like, "No, we're bringing our own sheets."
No,
and I don't know, maybe because they weren't rubber.
Yeah.
Probably what it is, or something, or like in the Daily Mail, they were speculating. It's like that maybe people didn't want that he was embarrassed by however he keeps his orange hue from staining the royal family's existing
interesting.
Sheets.
Oh, sure.
They're like, he's dirty. Like, if you saw what the sheets look like after, you're like, how can this much dead skin be generated from one body?
It's just an outline, just an orange outline.
A greasy, dark.
It's like the Shroud of Turin, but
you don't think he takes his makeup off at night before he goes to bed?
No, because of like that's what women do.
Yeah.
I leave it on. It stays on better. Oh, okay.
I think he just kind of falls asleep.
Yeah,
right.
Can you imagine? It's so hard to imagine Trump brushing his teeth.
Oh my God! Yeah, I mean, you even saying that, you created an image I've never even thought to even have in my brain, which is a thing.
It's so weird to think about. I genuinely, I mean, he looks like he's a little smelly.
Well, everyone says he has an odor. That's really pretty widely reported.
He looks smelly, but like, can you imagine him brushing his teeth? Impossible.
No. I brush it with burger.
Yeah, can't do it. Won't do it.
Every time you take a bite of a burger, see all the stuff on your teeth gets caught in the burger bite as you bite it, and then they're clean.
Yeah. This is so. I don't know. I mean, this is a little bit underlining how insane it is that there's a royal family that has these resources, and also that there's a president that has these resources.
Yeah. I would take royal family at this point. I've said
you got
before,
one, the Trump family.
I've said before, like, I think that the collapsing of person with like power to rule the country and like all the pomp and circumstance that royal families have, like the fact that that is collapsed in the figure of the US president is like very dangerous. Like the UK just like knows that like people need that outlet of like sort of glorifying a national figure, and they were smart to like split it off into somebody who like doesn't mean shit. Like nobody actually has to listen to anymore.
Right.
But in America, it's just like, no, we worship the guy who can end the world. That's actually what we think is good.
And his house is made of gold.
I mean, I guess it's like, I mean, it should be maybe more like the mayor of LA, though, where it's like there is an executive branch. It's just way less powerful.
Sure. Yeah. Totally.
But, I mean, I think that's how the founders wrote that in the Constitution. We just got off this king shit. But you know what? That's king shit.
Yeah, king shit is king shit.
Mm-hmm.
King shit. Thank you, king shit. Let's talk about Jeanine Pirro. Just feel something to make us feel just a little bit better.
A little bit of cope.
Sucks shit at her job.
Yeah. I mean, like, so before Jeanine Pirro was the U.S. attorney for D.C., she was mostly known for being like one of the sloppier Fox News personalities.
Yeah.
And her takes on Fox were like never of a person who thought about anything seriously, because she's just like, oh, here's the problem with the left. And you're like, what the fuck? She's screaming for some reason. Because I think her cognitive skills probably peaked 25 years ago when she like was the sort of face of one of the Robert Durst burp murder trials. But anyway, Trump made her...
That's actually like where I first found out about her, I feel like.
Yeah.
I was like, this lady's got something on the ball. And then since
what
then,
a weird path.
She feels like Giuliani-ish, where like it's like, are they drunk or is something like cognitively going on?
Hey, why not both?
Yeah.
¿Por qué no los dos?
¿Por qué no los dos? Okay. I remember watching The Jinx and then being like, Jeanine Pirro is from this?
Yeah.
No way. She's just saying like doing racist make-em-ups on Fox or The Five or some shit.
I know.
But anyway, she's now the legal attack dog in DC and has had her hands full because she's just trying to prosecute pretty much anything that resembles dissent or resistance and then exaggerating like what had happened. But she has been just a series of legal L's. And I just want to go over these as a slight reminder / light cope that evidence is still a thing that matters for now. So first of all, like the sandwich throwing guy in DC, the guy who fucking threw that sandwich at the federal officer, she was like, this guy needs to get indicted. Grand jury threw it out. They're like, nope. Then she tried to get a woman who called Trump a Nazi indicted. That failed. 2 people made, quote, threats to Trump. Like one guy was drunk and under arrest. And like, he's like, I was drunk. I don't even know what the fuck I was talking about. Grand jury also refused to indict. Another person had, quote, assaulted federal agents when they were merely just filming these goons doing goon shit. Grand jury threw it out because they're like, and what point did this person even assault them? They're like, no. And this even happened in LA too, where the courts in LA were like, these charges are so flimsy. Like, and you have no evidence to back like these assertions you're making. So
that's rare, right? Like grand jury's usually like, regular.
I mean, well, I think this is where it's at now because she just got like, one of the judges in DC was like, what the basically it was called the Department of Justice out and was like, what is this? Like, you guys aren't even like doing any vetting before you decide to charge someone. Because it's just a waste of fucking time. So right now, of like around the 50 people that have been arrested in DC, 11 have had their charges just immediately tossed. And I think goes to show like what the motivations are of like the regime here. It's just to merely create the headlines that they arrested 50 people, to be like, oh my God, they arrested 50 people, without actually doing like the work if like these cases actually held any like water.
I mean, is
legally.
11 tossed though? That's 22%. Is that? I guess that's high.
A lot of observers like that's That's an unusually high rate for, especially for like a U.S. attorney.
Jury.
Yeah, going for a grand jury. So, I mean, again, and I think while there are people who probably did some other shit like illegally or whatever, like the ones where they truly are like, the guy spit at an officer's feet, that's attempted assault, like that kind of shit. They're like, no, what are you talking about?
It's just delightful how weak these federal agents are, you know?
Yeah. They're so scared.
They need to, I mean, that's why we need to up the budget so they have sandwich-proof vests.
Kevlar and Ziploc.
Yeah.
That's right. I do worry that this is like the early days of this administration where they were like, we need to, like the Trump administration is lagging behind Biden in terms of deportations. And then they just took that and like turned it all the way up.
Yeah.
And then the Supreme Court came in and was like,
that's fine.
We don't see anything wrong here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like the thing is, like they're trying to use existing laws to try and do these things, whereas there's no like you know, spitting on the floor, spitting at on the ground near someone. That's not a law. So that's where they're going to have to probably come through with some kind of overarching bill that's nebulous enough that anyone can be charged under it.
Right.
But we'll see. I mean, like to your point about like the numbers and being like, what's our quotas happening? Like they were saying that whole raid of the Hyundai plant in Georgia was because they were still like, they had their hair on fire trying to meet Stephen Miller's 3,000 arrests a day quota.
Right.
And they're like, fuck, we can get 450 right here. Even if
find people. Yeah.
A majority of them are here legally, and it's going to truly ruin relationships with certain companies.
All right. Let's take a quick break and we'll be back to talk about Publishers Clearinghouse. We'll be right back.
I'm Jorge Ramos.
And I'm Paola Ramos.
Together we're launching The Moment, a new podcast about what it means to live through a time as uncertain as this one.
We sit down with politicians.
I would be the first immigrant mayor in generations, but 40% of New Yorkers were born outside of this country.
Artists and activists. I mean, do you ever feel demoralized?
I might personally lose hope. This individual might lose the faith, but there's an institution that doesn't lose faith. And that's what I've believed in.
To bring you depth and analysis from a unique Latino perspective.
There's not a single day that Paola and I don't call or text each other, sharing news and thoughts about what's happening in the country. This new podcast will be a way to make that ongoing intergenerational conversation public.
Listen to The Moment with Jorge Ramos and Paola Ramos as part of the My Cultura podcast network on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
When news broke earlier this year that baby KJ, a newborn in Philadelphia, had successfully received the world's first personalized gene editing treatment, it represented a milestone for both researchers and patients. But there's a gripping tale of discovery behind this accomplishment and its creators. I'm Evan Ratliff, and together with biographer Walter Isaacson, we're delving into the story of Nobel Prize winner Jennifer Doudna, the woman who's helped change the trajectory of humanity. Listen to On CRISPR, the story of Jennifer Doudna with Walter Isaacson on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is a tape recorded statement. The person being interviewed is Krista Gale Pike. This is in regards to the death of a choline slimmer.
She started going off on me, but I hit her. And I just hit her and hit her and hit her and hit her.
On a cold January day in 1995, 18-year-old Krista Pike killed 19-year-old Colleen Slemmer in the woods of Knoxville, Tennessee. Since her conviction, Krista has been sitting on death row.
The state has asked for an execution date for Krista.
We let people languish in prison for decades, raising questions about who we consider fundamentally unrestorable. How does someone prove that they deserve to live?
We are starting the recording now. Please state your first and last name.
Krista Pike.
Listen to Unrestorable Season 2, Proof of Life, on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
My name is Ed. Everyone say hello, Ed. I'm from a very rural background myself. My dad is a farmer, and my mum is a cousin, so, it's not,
What do you get when a true crime producer walks into a comedy club? I know it sounds like the start of a bad joke, but that really was my reality 9 years ago.
I just normally do straight stand-up, but this is a bit different.
On stage stood a comedian with a story that no one expected to hear.
On the 22nd of July 2015, a 23-year-old man had killed his family. And then he came to my house.
So what do you get when a true crime producer walks into a comedy club? A new podcast called Wisecrack, where stand-up comedy and murder take center stage. Available now. Listen to Wisecrack on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
And we're back.
We're back.
And were you familiar with Publishers Clearinghouse? You remember?
Fuck yeah,
the only thing I know of them is Ed McMahon at a door with balloons and a giant novelty check. That's all.
I knew Ed McMahon was, in my mind, he was associated with it, but I always just remembered, because wasn't it after the Super Bowl, Publishers Clearinghouse would go, like, there was an annual thing I felt like, where you could be like, oh shit, who's going to get the fucking knock? And will it be from the feds or Publishers Clearinghouse?
I just assumed that they made their own day of it. But I mean, the whole thing is so crazy when you think about, like, what the fuck are they actually selling?
Yeah. In 95, it was from 1995. They did the winners right after the Super Bowl. That was like my thing was like, oh, then this is your post credits scene from the Super Bowl where you get to see somebody get $10 million.
So American, American dream. Well, the American dream is dead. We'll get to what is going on with the people who got those big checks, but it does seem like it's just giant novelty check and Ed McMahon at your doorstep is such a powerful image that it just, I don't know, it took on this life of its own. So the reality is Publishers Clearinghouse, it began as a way to replace door-to-door salesmen for magazine subscriptions.
Right.
And they would get a commission for every subscription sold. And then in the 60s, Reader's Digest was already offering sweepstakes prizes, mailing cards to people with the famous phrase, "You may already be a winner," which I was not familiar with, but I will take our writer Jam's word for it that it was iconic.
Yeah.
They were never affiliated with Ed McMahon. A lot of people, myself included, thought Publishers Clearinghouse was the company that sent Johnny Carson's sidekick to people's homes with large checks. But
what?
He didn't work for Publishers Clearinghouse. He worked for their competitor, American Family Publishers, and would appear in commercials in which the word publishers was more prominent than American Family.
Whoa.
And while he supposedly did carry big checks to people's houses in real life, the only footage of him doing that is from sitcoms and reality shows where the company wasn't specified.
Which makes sense. So it's like Roseanne, Who's the Boss, The Nanny, and Boy Meets World were like shows where Ed McMahon did the "I'm here with a check" bit.
Exactly.
Which is like kind of the stuff like when you like of a certain age, you're like, yeah, I watched all those shows. So of course I had that message reinforced many times probably.
This is so bizarre.
Isn't that weird that he wasn't like, that wasn't a thing that, at least that wasn't a thing
so
I saw on TV.
A clear memory of a thing that now that we're talking about it, did not and do not understand what the fuck it even is. What's the point? I guess it's really just the transition from door-to-door salespeople to websites.
Right.
This was just the interim stage.
Yeah, and junk mail, getting people to open letters from Publishers Clearinghouse or America's Media, American Family Publishers, which just sounds like the far right version of Publishers Clearinghouse that said you may already be a winner, and then the image of Ed McMahon at your door with a check is like so sticky and powerful that people would just open that shit, and voila, you have a bunch of people registered to give. Basically, it's just a way of collecting people's data,
Yeah.
To sell to magazine companies, which used to be so powerful that they drove entire industries.
I mean, remember, and growing up in school, there was the magazine drive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we did at my school, it's like, how many magazine subscriptions can you fucking sell? And they just outsourced that shit to kids. And then if you sold one, they're like, here's a fucking cotton ball with googly eyes on it that we're calling Weeple.
Yeah.
Which really so much revenue. I mean, I assume the thing with subscriptions is people forget about them and they just keep paying for them forever. Yeah.
It's basically like all of the things that drive the current economy, but in like an analog form where it's like, subscriptions that people forget about and don't realize that they're still paying for. And also like getting people's information, getting your data, getting your address essentially, and then selling that back and forth between data brokers. Essentially, they were the first to do that. Anyways, and by the way, they would target old and low income people, which again, a good precursor for modern online scams.
That's why I had to pay out like $18 million because they're doing like, well, maybe if you like bought some shit, that might increase your chances. And people were like, wait, I have to buy it? They're like, I don't know. I mean, maybe. And that's when they're like, no, you can't even imply that purchase was necessary to enter the sweepstakes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Every part of the Publishers Clearinghouse business model makes total sense, but is insane to me.
Yeah, it makes sense. It's insane. So some people did win the sweepstakes and opt for getting the money in like regular installments for the rest of their lives, which turns out bad decision because they just went bankrupt and now are being like, we don't have to pay that shit.
Yeah, the new owner, they're saying they quote, not responsible for paying out prizes issued by Publishers Clearinghouse prior to July 15th of fucking this year. That's like everyone.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. It's pretty... It's like wild too, because part of me, I'm like, oh, that must be so cool. But then part of me is like, oh, that must suck if you were on this like slow drip of money, Publishers Clearinghouse money for ages now. Yeah. And then suddenly they're like, oh, yeah, that's null and void now. Sorry about that.
I mean, I guess you sue them.
CNN interviewed this 61-year-old guy in Washington State who had been promised $5,000 a week for life. And now he's like looking for a new job when his annual check for $260,000 didn't show up as expected in January. And like they didn't even like tell the people. The people had to be like, hey, I think my check
the water's
that I live on is supposed to come. And they were like, sorry, new phone, who dis? We don't know who you are.
Don't worry, it'll be the same thing with Social Security, everyone. So
right,
like, what happened? Oh, no, we're not doing that anymore. Sorry.
Both the beginning of everything that's wrong with America and like the future of everything that's wrong with America.
Yeah.
Also,
at
like
the same time,
$260 a year, and you're blowing through that. I mean, look, everyone's gonna do what they do, but I remember always thinking about like what I would do if I got, because I was so obsessed with Publishers Clearinghouse. Like I would open this shit all the time. My parents were like, you fucking idiot, dude. You didn't fucking win.
Look, you fucking fell for it.
Trying to get you to
6
sign
years
up
old.
for something dumb. But I was like, okay, how much would I be able to spend? Okay, what could I buy? And at that point, shit, man, if you're getting $250,000 every year, just a check sent to you, I'd hope that you're not like suddenly like, bro, I'm gonna lose everything.
Yeah,
I think maybe you are. I mean, I think he was just like, it's showing up every year.
Yeah.
It is really funny that he's just like, why wouldn't they? What would he say? Like, why didn't someone give me a heads up? It's not a good way to treat anyone. And it's a little like, I mean, obviously they don't care, but like, why were they gonna care?
Right.
Truly. They're like, come on, man. This
it's not
but
like
this used to be a
business
thing that companies did where they would pretend to be, there was like a capitalism wore a mask.
It's like, we're changing your life.
Yeah. Like we're a local business
But the reason not to do this is PR. And I'm so sorry, but Publishers Clearinghouse doesn't care. No one knows they exist. There's no such thing as PR for them.
They're
Negative
being
PR is
purchased by,
amazing.
I think this is like an app company that is just going to, use whatever data collection.
That's what's so wild. Like just the like other weird companies buying dead brands is so funny, because today there's that headline about that the people behind LimeWire bought the Fire Festival rights, like in that eBay auction.
Oh my
and like
God.
LimeWire was that like
Dead
peer-to-peer
companies buying dead companies.
How did they have money to buy something?
Because these two dudes then these people bought the rights to LimeWire a while back. And then they're like, well, now we're going to buy the rights to Fire Festival for like $250,000 or something. And Billy McFarland was like, damn, this That's such little money. Like he was doing a live stream during the eBay auction. He was so visibly bummed out that he thought he was going to make millions. But it's just then the Fire Festival, like, or the LimeWire people were like, yeah, we're buying like the brand. We're not trying to do the festival. It's like, we want to bring the meme to life kind of thing. And you're like, that is the dumbest fucking thing I've ever fucking heard. But
yeah,
here we are, just zombies buying zombies and making zombies.
Zombies having zombies.
Yeah. Zombies making zombies. Yeah.
I guess that's how that works, actually.
Yeah.
Gaming platform ARB Interactive purchased certain assets for Publishers Clearinghouse for $7 million.
I mean, I guess it makes sense because their primary target is old people anyway. So,
yeah,
like I'm sure there's some value in that for them. But $7 million worth of value?
And then established PCH Digital, a new platform that hosts sweepstakes opportunities.
Right.
So, yeah, just a thing.
Right.
A sinkhole for old people to...
Or desperation in
trip
general,
over
I
and
guess.
dump their finances into.
Cool.
So cool country. So that's where if you have any positive associations with, those big oversized checks showing up at people's doors, this is where that ends. This is where that all ends up.
Oh man, their description. Oh man, the descript. Like when you go to ARB Interactive's website, our flagship free-to-play gaming platform designed for thrill seekers who crave casino action anywhere, anytime.
Okay.
Sounds good.
I like that.
This is where we are.
I mean, I don't like this, but I understand this.
Yeah. It's
Andrew, you crave casino action. You crave casino action anywhere, anytime.
Mid-flight.
I am the plane. I am the casino action.
That's right. Yeah, you had a great pitch about bringing casino action to flights.
The lobbyists beat you to it, though, Andrew. Sorry.
I'm just saying. I'm just so curious why it doesn't exist already.
Yeah, why it hasn't happened yet.
Less of a pitch, but I'm
there
just
were
curious.
regulations before.
Yeah, not anymore.
And now that it's just,
what are the laws of the
But that's
sky?
what I'm saying.
We have to look into that.
International flight. I know. Yeah, it's some version of aviation law, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah, it seems based on the thing, like, because it's apparently they're trying to make it possible for planes that take off or land in Connecticut. So it sounds like maybe the flight is ruled by the law of the place it took off from.
Be right. That's so crazy.
Is that some kind of legal doctrine we don't know about?
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, clearly, most legal doctrines are ones we don't know about, to be fair. But because under that logic, how come every flight to Vegas isn't a casino flight?
Oh, if that happens.
If they could.
That's a really good point.
If they could replace every third seat with a slot machine, they absolutely would do it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, they're like, on Southwest, there are no middle seats because that's a slot machine. Right.
So there must be a reason, because if they could, they would.
I truly think that it's only because there were regulations in place that was like frowning upon making gambling so frictionless and seamless for people to lose their money. And I think, because the article I read about Delta doing this is they're like, no, it's because Trump's in office that they're like, yeah, I think we can get this one through. Let's at least try.
Jam it on through.
Yeah.
Who knew electing a casino magnate to president would...
So to be fair, one of the few people who's lost money.
I get casino owner
guy.
Yeah. Failed casino owner. Yeah.
Failed money printing owner.
Yeah. Kept fucking up the money printing machine that I owned.
Crazy.
Andrew
crazy.
T, such a pleasure having you as always.
Thank
on
you for
the
having
Daily
me.
Zeitgeist. Where can people find you, follow you, all that good stuff?
Andrew T on social media. Last name is T.I. I don't know. Look for someone find my fucking alien tweet or Blue Sky tweet.
Hurry
up.
What
the fuck?
I'm gonna be there. It's somewhere.
Is there a work of media that you've been enjoying?
I don't know. This is boring. There's a new season of Taskmaster out, which I think they're doing it day and date on YouTube, so you don't have to get some weird hacked Channel 4 stream anymore. You can watch it on YouTube, same time. I love that show. It's so dumb.
What is Taskmaster again?
It's like a British. It's not exactly a game show, but it's sort of a game show, panel show / game show. 5 contestants, 10 episodes over the series, not the season, and it's just like really silly games that they take 25% too seriously, and it's really funny. It's really
But
good.
It's just a thing where it's like you get to see famous people do something different.
British
There.
famous.
Yeah,
British
yeah.
famous.
Yeah.
To me, they're real people.
Miles, where can people find you? Is there work of media you've been enjoying?
Oh, yeah. Find me everywhere at Miles of Gray. Also talking 90 Day on 420 Day Fiance. Check out EastEnders as well. Great show with real celebrities in it. Yeah, a work of media that I like. Just it's a little bleak, but it just feels very right. It's from kashana.bluesky.app. Posted, "You want to be alive, but they want you dead. We're a new, well-funded Democratic group that thinks you can meet them halfway."
Jesus.
Fuck.
Yeah.
That's where we are. You can find me on Twitter at Jack_O'Brien, on Blue Sky at JackOB1. I enjoyed a tweet from Tabitha Arnold, who tweeted, "Silk is a crazy material. I like your shirt. Thanks. It came out of a bug." You can find us on Twitter and Blue Sky at Daily Zeitgeist. We're at The Daily Zeitgeist on Instagram. You can go to the description of this episode wherever you're listening to it, and there at the bottom you will find the footnotes, which is where we link off to the information that we talked about in today's episode. We also link off to a song that we think you might enjoy. Miles, is there a song that you think that people might enjoy?
Yeah, I was listening to this like viral Italian rap track by this rapper named Tokyo. She's not Japanese, but that's what makes it a cool rapper name, I guess, in Italy. The track is called Scendi, Scendi. The beat's dope. It's like a 2-minute, sort of like one of those like quick sort of like SoundCloud type rap hits. But the beat's dope and the flow's cool, even though I don't have any idea what she's saying. And look, if you understand Italian and she's saying something wild problematic, let me know. But as long as you don't know, that shit bangs. So this is Tokyo with Scendi.
All right, we will link off to that in the footnotes. The Daily Zeitgeist is a production of iHeartRadio. For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcast, or wherever you listen to your favorite shows. That is going to do it for us this morning. We're back this afternoon to tell you what is trending, and we will talk to y'all then. Bye.
Bye.
The Daily Zeitgeist is executive produced by Catherine Long.
Co-produced by Bei Wang.
Co-produced by Victor Wright.
Co-written by J.M. McNabb.
Edited and engineered by Justin Connor.
I'm Jorge Ramos.
And I'm Paula Ramos.
Together we're launching The Moment, a new podcast about what it means to live through a time as uncertain as this one.
We sit down with politicians, artists, and activists to bring you depth and analysis from a unique Latino perspective.
The Moment is a space for the conversations we've been having as father and daughter for years.
Listen to The Moment with Jorge Ramos and Paula Ramos on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
On a cold January day in 1995, 18-year-old Krista Pike killed 19-year-old Colleen Slemmer in the woods of Knoxville, Tennessee. Since her conviction, Krista has been sitting on death row. How does someone prove that they deserve to live?
We are starting the recording now. Please state your first and last name.
Krista Pike.
Listen to Unrestorable Season 2, Proof of Life, on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
I just normally do straight stand-up, but this is a bit different.
What do you get when a true crime producer walks into a comedy club? Answer: a new podcast called Wisecrack, where a comedian finds himself at the center of a chilling true crime story.
Does anyone know what show they've come to see? It's a story. It's about the scariest night of my life.
This is Wisecrack, available now. Listen to Wisecrack on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
When news broke earlier this year that baby KJ, a newborn in Philadelphia, had successfully received the world's first personalized gene editing treatment, it represented a milestone for both researchers and patients. But there's a gripping tale of discovery behind this accomplishment and its creators. I'm Evan Ratliff, and together with biographer Walter Isaacson, we're delving into the story of Nobel Prize winner Jennifer Doudna, the woman who's helped change the trajectory of humanity. Listen to On CRISPR, the story of Jennifer Doudna with Walter Isaacson on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is an iHeart podcast.